there, Sandra here. There are times when my husband surprises me, and this is one of them. Because I recently ended up with a press, he decided to buy me some HTV. And when I got this, I assumed that it was probably just normal HTV. However, I discovered that there are different types in here. Now this one is one I've been using today. And you're seeing green, I'm seeing purple. Okay. That's one of the Chameleon ones. The Chameleon ones can be identified because they have a black back. There's an instruction leaflet which basically gives you temperatures and times, that's fine. So this one I think is a Chameleon, yeah, pink to gold. This one is absolutely stunning, that's a blue to purple. That's a Chameleon one. And this one is just a fade, I think. It's difficult to tell on that one, it might be different. Then we have a silver, and we have gold. There are 6 in there altogether, so those are the colours. Now this is very, very thin in comparison to other HTVs that I've had. It's got a very, very thin back on it. Now whether this is good or bad, I have absolutely no idea because I have very little experience with HTV. But I was willing to give it a go. And the HTVs that I've got other than this have got a much stiffer backing to them. So, yeah. So I decided to make a design, and I've gone for this one, which I'm going to put on one of my long sleeve t-shirts, and it's come out really well. Now this is the back of it, this is the front. Now again, you're seeing green, I'm seeing purple, so I think that's going to look pretty good. It goes from everything from blue to purple to a greeny colour, and it's very, very pretty. Now, a word of warning for those who are not used, like me, to HTV of different sorts. This is one for stretchy fabrics, and it stretches. Believe me, it stretches. Now when I designed it, my main thought on the design was I don't want to waste any more of this than is necessary. Just got a little, tiny little bit that I need to pick up. Because it's so pretty, and I really do not want to have, you know, an 8-inch design and have most of it weeded off. That wasn't the intention. So I did a design with a lot of bulk to it and fine detail weeded off. Boy, was that a mistake. It probably took me about an hour and a half to weed this because the vinyl itself is so stretchy that as you're pulling off these tiny little pieces, it just stretches. And yeah, it was a nightmare to weed it. I've got it done, and I did do test cuts beforehand, and it did cut all the way through. It's just not the easiest of things to weed if you try and take off tiny little bits like this, where they're very, very narrow. Yeah, not great. I'm glad I've got it done, and I think the design's going to be wonderful, but from a weeding point of view, I really should have done this in a different type of vinyl, maybe a metallic, maybe a glitter vinyl, maybe a normal HTV that's easy to weed. This is not that easy. Now you can see how flexible that is. This is quite lightweight, but it is extremely sticky. And from a point of view of hanging on to the vinyl, it did a great job. So there's the finished design. Is that showing up any difference in colour? I mean, I can see the difference in colour, but I'm not sure it's coming up on camera. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. But yeah, so it cut easily, weeded badly, but that was my mistake. And it would be fine if you're doing large chunks of this without much fine weeding. It would be fine. The difficulty with these things when you're weeding is because it all goes in different directions. So the easiest way to do it was to pick out all the little fronds on both sides and then pull it off, and that took quite a while to do. But I've got it done, so testing this out, and I'll be laundering it and seeing how it stands up to washing.